these are my projects for now. Not everything is completely dry just yet, but we're getting there. I'm going to start with this one. Might need to redo this with black. It really depends on how it's going to look. I might keep it because I like it. You might need to plug a hole with paint. And need to redo the lips because now the lips are just fading away. Thing is, I need a really darkish pink for that. Or maybe even dark brown. The end of the roll of my 3D print filament is in sight. I need to keep a close eye on that. Might need halfway the stream change the roll. I picked a dark blue. That is a coincidence because I needed one refill, so I have two rolls, and the others are refills. Never done a refill before, but it doesn't look that complicated. The steps are kind of clear. Okay. My new blend, mid-tone blend. Where's my new mid-tone blend? Should be that far away. Anyway. Or that's this one, I believe. Another sneeze coming up. Because I have a little hole here. I need to plug with paint. And while I'm at it, second coat. I don't really like doing big prints while my filament is running out, because I'm always worried for failures. But you know, you gotta bite the bullet one day. There are machines where you can melt filaments together. But thus far I don't need that. I don't really do a lot of big prints. I mean, this is my biggest one. I mean, my previous biggest one was my entry for the anime con competition, so paint. What else needed fixing? Just a few of the think I'm going to use this for the eyelids and the lips. It's always tricky to pick a color of lips for dark skin, because this character is not much about makeup. You can easily make it look like makeup or the bad kind. So I find that tricky. I don't want to insult anyone. Okay, you're drying again. Maybe we'll continue today. Then we need that blend that I used for Sunset Shimmer. Too much. Push it back again. The smaller parts I don't need much. And of course I need to do the pink. And I'm keeping a very close eye on my 3D printer for the roll. When this 3D print has finished, cross fingers doesn't fail, I'm gonna do a Banshee. I want to have a whole rainbow of Banshees. And for those who don't know what a Banshee is the usually the first thing you print on a 3D printer to test if all the settings are right. Yeah, I'm seeing the back of the roll. Okay, continue with the red, because that's the final color for this. Keep on dropping paint, because you know I have a lot of paint around me, as you can see. No, I'm not gonna clean my brush, just to help it blend a bit better. I don't need to do much, just in the tips. The roll is halfway. I'm going to unravel it and switch the roll, so it's easier for me to jump and feed. Pink, pink, pink. Here's the pink. Pink is also my own blend from several paints, because the neon one was too neon and doesn't have much opacity. The other one were too soft pink. Plus I wanted a little bit of pearlescent glow in it. Most of my paints are pearlescent, by the way, or mixed with a pearlescent one. This one can dry again. Maybe I'll be ready to do the skin. Maybe I can do the gold, by the way. It shouldn't be too hard. No, I need this one. The other one is a blend with heavier paint. And that's probably not gonna dry today. Can you go up here? First I'm gonna do this one, because this one is easy. I know that one by mind. Yeah, that one is. This one is for the year after, so I believe next year. But like I said, this is an easy one. This one needs line work and a little bit of paint that I still have on my brush. I'm going to start with this line work so that mistakes are easier to be seen. Plus, there were some mistakes on here, so I need to redo a lot of it. Leave this one's for next year as well. And first, I'm going to do some line work. This one needs quite a lot on the side, so that's probably going to be a double liner. By the way, I might be able to stream next Saturday, because it's King's Day then, meaning we celebrate the birthday of our king, which means everyone is has a day off. But I either gonna do a stream, or I'm going to record my audio novel. So I'm not sure about that yet. I also need to finish 3 Swords, but I might do that today, one of the later streams. This one is for next year or the year after. And the sun is behind the clouds again. I prefer getting paint out of jars because you don't waste that much. Okay. You might be able to dry enough for today again. You need another green layer. Which green was it again? No, not this one. Is it? Yeah, it is this one. Keeping an eye on my 3D printer. It dries up nice and flat, even though there is a bit of textured paint in here. I have a couple of paints and it's as if it's sand in there. It just dries up very textured, so I usually blend it with another paint. Almost out of it, so yay. Horrendous paint. And sure, I could toss it or give it away, but you know, tossing it would be a waste. There we go. Go dry again. I think in about 10 minutes I need to jump in for my 3D filament. About 10 minutes. War turtle. Need to look for a reference. That is pretty much this color mainly. So let's start with that. I always worry if I have enough paint, and then in the end I'm like, wow, I had enough paint. I'm not sure if I have a very light blue already. I should have. It shouldn't be a blend. And here it is. It was within reach. Ah! I hate it when it does that. Bubbles. Now I do need that gold for the belly. It's pretty much white gold. Okay. Why is my 3D printer so silent all of a sudden? Couldn't be overheating. I mean, it's not that hot in here. There it goes. And there it goes again. Just like with scroll, this is gonna need a while to dry. Okay, why doesn't this let go on? Chocolate milk again for the back. There's just a little line this time. Which color is the eye? Same as the shell. Okie dokie. Now let's do the right one from the get-go. And then the mouth gets the nice dark pink. And then this one is done for today because it's gonna take a while to dry. The blue might dry today, by the way, but the shell and the tail, absolutely not. These metallic paints hold so much air in them, especially after I made a blend, because, you know, stirring and all that stuff. Okay. You're done for today, probably, maybe. So everything else is drying. How far along are these eyes? Almost dry. That needs a lot more. Oh, there's an extra layer in between. That's nice, that's nice. Gives me a little bit more time. So I need to look for things I can paint, and trust me, I have plenty. But there's also a bit, what do I want to paint and what's next that can be painted, what's already dry. Priorities and all. What do these characters all have in common? They all have black hair. I always need to stir this one a bit. And yes, I still need to keep an eye on my 3D printer. Technically, this character also has black clothes, but then it would be black on black with a lot of black, and then you don't see it. So I am going to mix anthracite, or whatever it's called in English, but it's the dark gray that's almost black. This black has been made by dumping a couple of blacks together. And then you also add a little bit of water because you want to get the final black out of the tube. And then if you have a little bit of contaminated water, you get this nice, ugly whitish sheen in the wet paint. This one was made on my old printer, so it needs a little bit of extra love just to get the defects a bit out of view. Dropped a bit there, that's okay. As soon as that's dry, it's easily covered eventually. But I am going to take it off as much as possible. Because then you need less paint. So these are just hair done and drying time. I'm gonna have a half green, half blue castle. Technically, Shura doesn't have black hair, depends on the manga or the anime and all, but Also made on my old printer, so this is going to be a freebie. I see a bit of oil colors. My bubbles have rainbows, so that's the contamination. There's a bit of oil in here. Just wonder what kind of oil. Because this jar used to be a candy jar. Not much oil in there. Let's see. Okay. Another black one done. It goes on like this, then I can change the roll of filament during my break. I really like the character Eliza that I created, and I barely use her. So maybe I need to give her a... Yeah, she is the Shiny Moon character, but she only appeared in one movie, I would call them, like a very long episode. She's the Soldier of Darkness, so she definitely deserves a lot more love. Her partner in crime, let's call it like that because she's a good girl, is Gios. And I played a bit with... they say that Japan is the land of the rising sun, so that's why I made her darkness. It's the sun again. And Gios is African, and I made him the sun, which is a bit more stereotypical, I'm well aware. Okay, this is gonna need a couple of coats. It looks very black right now, but don't worry, this dries horrendously. Ah, put my finger in paint. Again. Okay, this drying tray is filled to the brim with drying. Yep. New drying tray. This is Tengai. And she technically has blue stripes through her hair, but I'm gonna do that at the end because if you try to do it and paint it, that's not gonna work. I went for Tengai's classic outfit. like I said, this is mass coloring, so not very interesting. Mass painting, I technically call it. Okay, because there are a couple of colors I can't do without interfering with the others, so I need my favorite red. Put it over here. Okay, this rag needs to dry, and then I can use it again. And again, I can't do anything about the sun. Would be weird if I could. And while I do have a screen on top of here, it's there's also, it needs to be repainted over there because all the paint just lets go and then it would drop on top of my 3D printer and all, and I can't have that at the moment, so we just have to deal with the sun. Still keeping an eye on my 3D printer. And we're almost at the final row. Oh, we're almost at the final paint of this jar as well. At least the paint has been used then, and there's probably another tube that has almost the same color. I can't technically put my stereo in there, so but this is probably done for today. Because of the drying time. I mean, the brown dries quite quickly. That's nice. But the red, yeah. And the blue, black, by the way. Both are slow dryers. I need dark purple, but not too dark. But I technically need this one. Though it's technically a bit too dark. Right. I need a bit of black for this because there was a bubble apparently. And there was a bubble apparently in here as well. And mouth. I can do the mouth of this one as well. Brown is quite dry in here already. Not dry enough to repaint it, but you know. It's getting there. There is the sun again. First, I'm gonna put you away to dry. See you next week or whenever. This one, I'm gonna just re-stir it just in case. Just to get it a bit more smoother because there's always chunkies in here. So I do apologize for the nasty sound. This is not an ASMR video. A bit from the sides. Seriously, best invention ever. Are we on the way back already? Yeah, but it looks like this is going to be changed during my break, so it's going to be a longer break probably. I am going to continue for now. And this is going to be finished for today as well. Brown might dry, but the light brown will not. Okay. Blue is almost ready to be repainted, so that's nice. That's something for the next stream. Eyes of Cam should be done for. That's the eye color. You need the non-eye color. And maybe Cam might be ready to be spray varnished as well. Would be nice. Gonna need a double coat for the eyes anyway, so. So I'm probably gonna do some highlights in the next stream for this one. I have a couple that I need references for, so I'm not sure I want to do that today. A lot of these still have sides that need to be done, but that's gonna be later. I'm gonna do a whole bunch at the same time anyway. Luckily, I know these characters slightly by mind, but not all. So then I need to look it up anyway. Reference. This can go. is a good reference. Green, and a darker green this time. Which I have a plenty of. Jacket. And boots. Blue. This blue. Next to me blue. Again, this is the very nice coats evenly if you slather it back on, but takes a while to dry paint. With the dark purple or the mid purple, I think the dark purple is going to be better. I need a little bit more the dark green. It's almost on the last row. So yes, the red will be dry soon, but the other colors will not. You do have to check which color her eyes are. I thought it was just blue, but yeah, just blue eyes. Basic blue. Just gonna dab that. So I will remember that later on. Because the skin tone is probably gonna bleed all over the place. A little bit of fire. Still not done. I'm gonna continue until the roll is almost empty. So yeah, this is gonna be a bit longer stream. And then one more stream after that. And then I should have 3 streams, I think. I was hoping 4, but you know. Two more black-haired. I'm also getting a bit tired. That's something I have to keep in mind. I think I'm going to go for a yellow dress with her. With red accents, because that's how she showed up first, even though the dress is different now. This one is also done for today, considering how thick this paint is and how much drying time it's gonna need. A lot of things are drying right now, so not suitable for extra painting. But I am pretty tired, so what I'm gonna do. There's still quite a lot of filament on the roll. And I need to design most of the coins for next year anyway, so maybe one day I'll do, instead of a craft stream, an art stream. And then I'm gonna design all those coins that are still need to design. Grammar. Long time dryers now. Tray is filled. Don't worry, I still have a lot of trays for drying. Don't worry about that. Do need to find a reference, but at least I know the hair color. That's nice. Also drying, big dry. But where to put it? Okay. How far along are you? Not on the way back yet. How far along are you? Not dry. Not dry. Did not count on being splattered by paint today. It's just a little batch of white paint. Not the greatest white paint. Also not in the greatest container ever. But you know, if you want to save on your very good white paint, you need to do a couple of not very good white paint first. And since this is thin, it's probably done soon. The sun has passed. Might be done today, later on. And now the bottle white. Almost on the way back, and then I need to change rolls, or at least unwind it first. It's taken a minute or two. Oh, it seems I missed a whole line. Well, let me see if I can put a marker here to remind myself. So that means I need to redo Grasshopper, or at least add that little line. And then reprint it to test it. Completely missing line over here. Okay, put on a little. Luckily, this design is for next year or the year after. I can't even remember, so plenty of time to fix it. But this one needs to be fixed. Yeah, I'm gonna unwind the filament. So it's break time again, ending the stream, restarting it, so you can watch along with my 3D printing. Then take a little break, and then I'm going to be streaming for a final time. And there's not much left to be painted at the moment, which is fine. I don't mind. I still have swords to finish. 3D print. So I still have plenty to do, but I'm doing really a lot today, and I'm very proud of that. So, shut down, restart, change of role.